Nobody fucking goes into a comp going,
I'm going to come last.
I can't wait to just get on stage and come last. Yeah, fuck off.
No.
Your aim of the game is to win.
Or you're not even getting on that stage because you are not committed enough to see that process out. Welcome everybody to the Project Transform Podcast, where we talk all things health, fitness and lifestyle. I'm your host, Maddy.
And Andy.
Well, happy Friday.
You too.
Thank you. How's your day been?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good,
Pretty cruising. Put it on silent.
Yeah, I will. Got a message, anyone? Popular.
Nice and early one this morning. Standard Friday, I guess, for me.
Yeah, yuck. Slept until 7:30 because my kid slept through the night. I'm a new woman.
Winning.
New woman. Just in time for a sleep seminar tonight.
There you go.
Which will be good.
And then you'll try and put all those things into practice.
Yeah, all at once.
And he'll shit the bed again tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be up 20 times.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I was just saying before that I woke up and was like, oh my goodness, I love you so much. I want to give you a present. What do you... all these sorts of things. Because, one, I'd had space. Like, I wasn't awake, but I'd had space. The kid wasn't in my arms all night. And obviously I'd had more sleep.
James was like, well, we've got some personality back.
It's like, but no. There's lots happening at Project at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. All the fun stuff.
Yeah.
A few things we can talk about. A few things we can't.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it on the lowdown.
Yeah.
Just keep some excitement.
Watch this space like everybody else.
Yeah. But actually do watch the space because it is exciting.
Yeah.
We've got merch, new merch this week.
New stuff, got a jumper on.
Yeah.
We've got trackies as well, don't have them on.
Clearly
I've got pants
repping.
on, but...
Not... doesn't have any pants on, for those listening. Mel's got them on. She's been giving me a demo of how they look, feel.
It's one thing that I find funny every time. When chicks buy tights and stuff, like you test out whether they're see-through, whether they're comfy, whether they're going to slide down.
Yeah, but you clearly have not worn tights.
No, I don't wear tights. No.
You never know, it's a thing.
I used to have a pair of skins, worn twice and went, no thanks.
Yeah, no, because some do roll down, and the worst thing is they're worse than jeans, like having to get jeans up, where you are jumping to get into the jeans. Not too bad now, because skinny jeans aren't really a thing, but...
Yeah, they're back to flares now,
yeah.
aren't they?
I wasn't about it at first, but I think I am now. Clearly, I'm a New Balance mum.
Yeah. Bright white New Balance, long white socks and black tights.
Yeah.
And a super triple XL shirt.
Come to the party.
Tucked into your sports bra.
Yeah, come to the party.
Is the trend.
I saw a reel on Instagram.
I can't wait till dudes start bringing out shit like that.
Do you want to know what... Riley's in America right now.
And he's doing it.
He messaged me and he's like, I got new shoes today. I'm like, oh, what'd you get? He's like, New Balance. Same day that I bought these. But he's got green ones.
Man. It's like the New Balance. I took the piss out of one client.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but I did.
Yeah.
You know the New Balance with it, like, they're like real bally rubber bits on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
And they come hard, like pretty much to the back of your shoe.
Yeah.
Like up the heel and up to near your sock.
Yeah.
What's the point of that rubber?
Nothing.
On the back of the heel?
Nothing.
So you can flick them off without ruining the back of your shoe?
Yeah, so you don't ruin the back of the shoe, yeah. That's right.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's a thing. You need to get onto it.
No, I'm definitely not.
Why not? Just going to wear you. What even are they?
I forget what that brand is. On Air or whatever. Your mate sold them to me.
My mate, Jimmy.
You hear me?
Shout out to the local Intersport. Jimmy is the guy to see.
He's like, oh yeah, I do like 20,000 steps a day and don't even notice my feet hurting. I'm like, you also weigh 60 kilos.
Don't tell him that, he'll be upset.
I mean, he's big.
He's this huge Balinese man. Shout out to Jimmy, we love Jimmy. So yes, new merch. So if you want any, shoot us a DM at Project Transform on
very warm.
Insta. Very warm. If you do have the the hoodies that we had from last year, they are elite. Like, still fluffy inside. So good. And a similar
They
to
don't go bally.
No, they don't. It's the best jumper ever. What else have we got? Photo shoots coming up.
Photo shoots kick off soon.
Yeah. Got a few for the first year ever. We are pretty much full already. We haven't even advertised it yet.
Kinda, little bit, but no.
Yeah. So if you are keen on doing one or have ever thought about it or want some info, probably best to message now. Just an FYI.
There's only a couple of spots. I'm full, can't take any more.
Yeah. Yeah.
You and Gemma maybe?
Yeah. So that'll be exciting. And that kind of actually leads into our topic today. There's a big, I guess it depends what circles you run in, I think, but
yeah,
there's probably more everyday people dipping their toes in the bodybuilding comp
I think it's this time of year every year, but like it's that end of season A bodybuilding that everyone's like, oh, I wouldn't mind a little nibble of that.
Yeah.
So then they start to think, oh, maybe it'll line up and I could be ready by season B or whatever. But
for summer.
Yeah, this time of year is usually post shows.
Yeah,
they start to go, oh, hang on a second, actually.
Yeah,
maybe.
I like that. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Is just competing. Obviously, I have not competed. I'm not a comp prep coach, so I am not claiming to be. But Chucky has prepped quite a few athletes in the time and has been quite successful as well as a coach. So just going to pick his brain a little bit about the approach to competing, what you say to anybody that might come to you, and the kind of process, like what's required, because it's that next level on how we run a photo shoot. Everybody runs theirs differently. We run ours pretty hectically.
Yeah, and I'm going to say fairly flexible at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
It just depends on the person.
Yeah.
Because our photo shoots are more around the individual wants out of it and that kind of stuff, rather than like this has to be the deadline. Yeah.
So I guess first question I think that everybody would want to know is, who was your first competitor that you took to stage?
Haley.
Not Mel?
Oh, well. Mel, yes. That was, I suppose, the first sort of like dip my toe in it. But Mel was half under another trainer, and I was like helping as well. Yeah. And there was a lot
Were you together at the time?
Yeah. There was a lot of input from a lot of different people. Yeah. One in particular that I just downright, in the end I just said, shut your fucking mouth, because it's not helping the situation at all, and you're going to fuck up a lot of shit. Yeah.
From a health perspective.
Yeah. And that's where I put my foot down. I was like, hang on a second. Yeah. This is not on. Yeah. And they backed off, which was good. So we went into it, and it was a lot like, looking back now, you're like, well, why did we do this?
Yeah,
why did we do this? Why did we do that?
So much.
But that was sort of the first dabble into it. And where I suppose built, I don't see myself as a comp prep coach. I've done it, and I can do it because I like to know the ins and outs. Yeah. And I now really flow over into general population stuff, but that was where the love started for it, and really getting good results. Yeah. Like anybody can drop 5 kilos, but getting to drop 15 or 20 and get abs for the first time or whatever. Yeah. So that's where that sort of started. Then the next one I think was Haley, and that was where I'd gone away, Mal and I, because I did my own shred thing, old school as fucking 1,000 calories for myself, and that was hang on, done, don't do that again.
Yeah, that felt terrible.
Yeah, and it was just shit. And then went away from that, and I'm like, right, this is surely not right. Yeah. I've got to go and educate myself and find out shit. Yeah. So I did a lot of courses.
What did your dad say to you at that time? Because obviously your dad knows a lot about, he's a food scientist, so did he kind of pipe up and go, that's probably not the best idea, mate? Or
I think
we weren't kind of at that point where you would consult with him?
No, I did.
much?
I definitely did, but I think it was my competitive nature and stubbornness that kicked in and was just like, fuck, I'll do it myself. I'll be fine. And now looking back, hence why I talk to Dad a lot now in regards to all that sort of stuff. He's like, he's deeper into this shit, so we'll know a lot more. So I'll go, what do you think of this or what do you think of that? But yeah, no, I went and did a lot of courses, probably went into Dad a little bit more, and then Hayley was the first one. And then, just, it was like one a year. Wasn't like we sort of went down the path of going, do we do like groups? So we'll take like 5 chicks into bikini or whatever it is, because there was a couple of other coaches doing that as well. I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea, but
it's a lot of work.
And I wasn't, I suppose, experienced enough, and down here, because this is predominantly where all the clients were coming from, like one a year would be interested in it. So we just set one on, I think there was 1 or 2 comps where I had maybe two or three. Haven't done one in a good couple of years now, but when was the last one? Millie, so a good few years ago now. So
it's gone quick actually.
Or Danielle, because Danielle did a second one. She went, and then it was Millie, and then it might have been Danielle again. Anyway, that was it towards the end anyway. But no, and then it just sort of got better and better and better, and research, had a couple of wins, which is nice. And
I think you downplay that a little bit. You like had some pretty decent wins in that time.
Oh yeah, but it's not like
it's not. I think it does come back to the competitor, but there is also like it comes back to you as a collective together working.
Like, and honesty and communication and stuff, all that sort of stuff that we dribble on them now. But I think in like my head, I see like the Olympia as the peak. Like even when I did my photo shoot, I said to Mal, like when I did my photo shoot, I probably said it to you as well. Like I was comparing myself against Rob.
I remember.
Who's an IFBB pro. I'm like, what the fuck don't I look like him yet?
Every week.
And I'd be like, fuck, gotta do more work. Every
week we'd get together and you'd be like, I just don't look as good as Rob. Meanwhile, Rob's been training
for 500 years.
Specifically as a bodybuilder to grow, has been in.
And I think that's this distorted head that you get into. Body dysmorphia and that kind of shit. But anyway, had a belly full of food the next week, and I was like, "You're a dickhead." I did look okay. It's fine.
I was actually looking at those photos the other day. One, you in a big Kathmandu jacket, trackies on, like just little skinny dieting face, and it was so cold that day.
It wasn't nice.
Nah, middle of COVID, cold. Anyway, so do you prefer coaching females over males for comp? Do you find there's a difference?
There's definitely a difference. Like males, you don't have the boundaries that you do with females with cycles and hormone fluctuations.
Absolutely. Like just health is different.
Mood swings.
Right.
But like males are very easy to train. I feel in comparison. I find females quite easy to train as well, but I think that's because I've always been, like, majority of my clientele always have been, I'm going to say, 60 to 70% of my clients. But I think that's more just due to females being more prone to reach out for help.
More proactive.
Males tend to go, nah, I can do it myself. I fucking know what I'm doing. Just lift heavy weights and eat food. Okay. That's why you still got to be a belly. But I enjoy males because you can just fucking
flog them.
Just get into it. Females, you got to be a lot more, I suppose, strategic. But at the same time, listen to the client, and it goes for both male, female. Listen to the client, but also take it with a grain of salt. Because males tend to go, not saying that, I shouldn't say that, but males tend to be like, I'm fine. Like I got a bung shoulder, and then you go and get an MRI and there's a tear in there, and you're like, I knew.
Cheers, mate.
Like, you're playing it down. I'll just battle through or whatever else. But where females tend to, like, that you're well aware of it, but I don't know whether they play on that as well, but that comes back to personalities and shit too.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, I've always, majority of the people who have been in comps have been females.
Yeah. There's a lot on social media at the moment. Well, not just now, but it's been there for a while, but other comp prep coaches kind of calling others out and going, this is a red flag, that sort of thing. I think there's a lot of different approaches. The reality is, for females, you're putting your body through a lot of stress to get that lean and stay that lean. So the dangers are you potentially could lose your cycle. What do you think are red flags, or
for clients or coaches?
Yeah, probably for both, actually.
Red flags in...
Like, if you saw a coach doing this, you'd be like, well, no.
I used to be... I mean, like, Jack and I had spoken about different bits and pieces, like when he helped Jamie.
Yeah.
Like, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Don't know what I'm
Great
saying,
saying,
but
yeah.
there's more than one way to do things.
Yeah.
And I think people forget very quickly, because they're opinionated, is it's not healthy.
Yeah.
So don't go into a comp prep going, it's going to be healthy.
I'm going to be at peak health.
Don't assume you're going to keep your cycle.
Yeah.
If you go in assuming you're going to lose it, you need to be prepared for that. Like, worst case scenario, you need to be aware of.
Yeah.
And then anything else is a win kind of situation. So,
yeah. And that is a risk that you take.
100%. You've got to be aware of it. So when it comes to training styles, training loads, volume, amounts of cardio, yes, there's a threshold for everything. But in saying that, you look at all the pro bodybuilders, even these days, they're fucking doing hours of cardio. So you can't argue it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing at the end of the day, is like, yes, we know science and this, that and the other. I also went down the science head space of like, you shouldn't do that because it's going to do this, this and this. And you're like, fucking hang on a second. Then you soon go, well, the old school
evidence.
way, old school way, it still works. New school way works, but you've got to be in the sort of happy medium. You've got to go through moments where you go, okay, I've got to listen to the sciencey sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You're fatigued, probably have a rest.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you listen to it too much, like, now I've lost my cycle and you're trying to win the Olympia, I need to pull out and bring my food back up. Yeah. That's now stopping the process of you moving forward. Yeah. So take a hit. Yeah. Fucking just keep working hard.
Yeah.
So, there's no rights and wrongs. When it comes to, I've heard stories as much as like, and I've never seen it, never done it, like, I'm very oblivious to drugs in general. Yeah. But I think because I don't look for it, I don't see it. But I've heard stories, where people are, being told to get on ice and other things through comp preps to get them lean. Yeah. And you're like, what the...
How's that?
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's not... Prepping is not peak health, but that's just taking it to a whole level.
That's not even...
It's dabbling.
Yeah, it's just outright dumb. So, like, things like that, maybe you should be questioning your coach if they're suggesting
that's a red flag.
But yeah, it's like extreme dumb shit. Yeah. But if it's like, okay, more cardio, more steps, rip your food out. Yeah. Yes, there's extremes where, you might have to get down to 800 calories. If you're behind schedule...
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, if you're behind schedule because you've fed your face a couple of times... Yeah. Guess what? Stiff shit. Yeah. You're going to have to do it. It's not healthy? No. We don't preach that.
Yeah, no.
But if you want results at that level...
That was my next question is... And again, this is not how we coach probably 99.9% of clients. Yeah. Absolutely not. But there's a lot out there that say, well, you shouldn't be on 1,200 calories. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. What's your thought pattern on that? Aside from just being like a comp prepping 1,200. I've been on 1,200 calories.
Everything has its place. Yeah. Like, you've got to understand the situation. Fucking your workers who maybe have heard, 1,200 calories is bad, and they're given their opinion, I don't think you need to listen to.
Yeah.
Purely from the fact of, if you're sitting at a desk all day, doing nothing, and you train, you train, but how many calories in that hour do you expect? Like,
calm down.
Fucking not much.
Yeah.
So, and you know, what metabolic damage have you done over the years of dieting and thrashing your system and all that kind of stuff? Like, all these things come into it. So you go, okay, rule of thumb, if you're having 1,200 calories and you ain't losing weight and that's the aim, and you're doing all this magical stuff, are you eating 1,200 calories or are you in a deficit? You might be eating 1,200.
Yeah. But
that might be your baseline.
Yeah, and again, that is something that have you even started moving more? Have you even started, but also have you started introducing really nutrient-dense food into that 1,200 calories? Have you started sleeping better? Have you started drinking more water? Yeah. Have you started reducing stress? Like, have you looked at all of the other factors before you've gone, well, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or I'm not.
You can have 1,200 calories but being malnourished at the same time in terms of nutrients. Your body goes, I don't like this.
I think it's very interesting because there are a lot of people who will pick that apart. But again,
I mean,
just
you
like
can
you
pick it
said,
apart all day, but
you don't know the situation.
Yeah.
Have you actually looked at it? Yeah, for sure. And the thought pattern.
That's one thing that I learned very, very quickly is to keep an open mind. Like, just ask why. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like, don't ask why in fucking rude, arrogant way.
Yeah,
it's like, why the fuck are you doing that?
Yeah,
like,
but genuinely,
just like,
give me a reason.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And most coaches will be like, I'm doing that because of this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
If I'll always Voyage was a sort of classic thing. We don't get it so much here because we know what clients, even like your clients coming in here, I know what they're doing and what blocks are in. I would be like, Maddy, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Like, why? Blah, blah, blah. But like when we're at Voyage, you get a client come up, can you help me with this exercise? I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what's the purpose, or, you know, what's the aim more so? Is it strength? Is it fat loss? Is it this? Is it that? And then you can sort of go, okay, I get it. And you can sort of, what the client's saying, you can understand of where their coach is coming from. You're like, okay, this and this. But I'll always say, go back to your trainer and ask their opinion. Here's what I said. Take it with a grain of salt. Tell them what I've said, or, you know, I'll happily ask and, you know, we can chat about it together or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll never question the trainer.
Yeah.
Purely because I don't know where that client's going.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also, like, a lot of the time we don't know the history of how adherent they've been.
That's exactly right. Sort of stuff.
Yeah. But back to, like, comp, I think a lot of that stuff for some will be common sense, but for a lot will be new. So that's good. But let's talk, like, timelining. Or what are the, I guess, from the initial, like, consult call of somebody or somebody coming to you saying, hey, I want to prep, what are the questions that you ask? Because I know these questions. What is it that you're asking and why?
First question is why you want to do it.
Yeah.
And just, like, let's not fucking beat around the bush.
Yeah.
Like, is it a bucket list thing? Is it a, you know, that's your sport type situation? Yeah. Like, I just like somebody else doing it.
Yeah.
Then I can sort of gauge. I always gauge the conversation. I just sort of let it flow.
Yeah.
Where are you now? Like, how much fat have you got on?
Yeah.
And then I just start showing them as much as possible, like how long realistically things are going to take by just reverse engineering stuff. So, you know, if somebody's got like a male my height, let's say me, for instance, if I was, my average weight at the moment is anywhere between 82 and 84, I'd probably have to get, with a photo shoot, I got down to 69.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's probably competing.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh. And most people will look at me and go, but you're not fat. I'm like,
but to get comp,
no, I'm not in general. I'm okay. But in terms of a comp state, you are fat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some people will say if a male was coming to me who's the same as me, you're 100 kilos, man, you got a good 2 years of just getting unnecessary shit off first, and then we'll have the conversation. And building up underneath and, you know, if they're brand spanking, never done it before, and like not trained much before, then I'd be like, let's not rule it out.
Yeah, but let's just get you into some good shape.
But that's the target always. Now let's forget about it.
Do you think that's because they haven't been in even good shape before, and so you're kind of trying to figure out if they actually just want to be in good shape or they want to be confident? Yeah, it's more like, what do you want? Yeah.
Like, is comp there? Because a lot of people, not so much well, I don't know, but because social media is very deceiving, but it used to be that I wanted to compete because I wanted to be in better shape. I want to feel better about myself. They thought that was the answer.
Yeah.
It's much like, I suppose, the people in their head of running's going to make me feel better because I ate a chocolate. Yeah. It's kind of sort of similar situation, extremes. But yeah, I don't know so much anymore.
I think there's probably still an element of
there will be,
for sure.
Yeah, especially, and even oldies, like clients that have come back are still, default is still the old way. At the end of the day, people start cranking the cardio up, cranking the exercise up, training 7 days a week and eating not much, and you're like, okay, it's a very old school way. People know that works. Yeah,
it does.
But they hit a wall real quick, so we go, okay, we're in this cycle, let's break it a little bit. Yeah. Not saying completely, you can lean into it a little bit, but then we can diverge or whatever. But
so say they've got their why, it's a bucket list item, because this I think will change. If it's a bucket list item, how quickly do you try and go? Say they're in good enough shape, like they're in okay shape. Probably a bit of body fat to lose, obviously, but
this is a learning thing for me.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, I'll tell everything. But I was at the start, one of those coaches was like, yeah, we could get you ready in 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Hayley was very, I'm gonna say,
it would have been hard because she wouldn't have been in too bad shape when she came to you.
Yeah, she adjusted real quick. Danielle was the same.
Yeah.
Which was good. And the thing that worked the best with Hayley, because she was just jump on a bike and fair bit of cardio first, then go do a funny couple of little weights.
Yeah.
So I just stopped. I'm like, let's just stop the bike and let's just push you into some more weights, and her body just changed like that.
She would have just
which is really too easy. Probably a bit of a fuck up on my part, because then I'm like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a Anyway, Danielle was very similar to that. Lifestyle, like everything sort of mashed up, and I think that was the biggest part, is like pre-kids, all that kind of stuff. You had a fair bit of time, so that's all they had to think about. But now I go back to, okay, let's have a good, I sort of think of it as, even before we did the photo shoot, I was sort of in that zone anyway, but I think for the last few, I was like, okay, let's build you up first. Yeah. Let's have a good 6 months of just seeing what we can do, what muscle we can build up, get back to what you probably should have, which is that, I suppose, newbie gains type situation. Let's see what we've got, what fat we can get off in the same time, and then, then we sort of get a good idea of like, okay, the longer the better, but if we target, 15 to 18 weeks, I know I can
get you lean enough.
Get you pretty lean, but also hold a quite a good amount of fat, fat muscle in that as well. Yeah. And then that can always change depending. Like, I always like to hit, people should be ready, in my opinion, and it's always been the same, 3 weeks out minimum. Yeah. So then you're not fuck-assing around doing dumb shit in the lead up.
Yeah. And really making a mess of things. Yeah. Do you think, so say it's someone, not a bucket list item, it's I want this to be my sport. Same deal, or do you go longer?
Longer.
Yeah. How long? As a rough guide.
Because then it's all right, we're going to win situation.
Yeah, you're not going in
if it's a bucket list thing, hence why we do the photo shoot now, is to try and stop that as much as possible, so you get the same sort of experience but without competing, I guess. Because majority of people just want to look better. Where if it's like, all right, this is my fucking jam, you can go, oh, okay, we need you don't treat it any differently, really. You still put the same intensity in.
Mm-hmm.
You just go, okay, we need to grow.
We've got more time to grow and actually be very specific about
because there's not as such deadline. If this is your sport, I always go, right, it's for the rest of your fucking life, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or the next 10 years, at least.
Yeah.
Then we need to do a bit of fucking maintenance first.
Yeah.
And then we can dig the heels in.
Yeah, for sure. Do you believe in 20-25 week prep, or do you think going shorter is better?
Longer the better, always. Just because then you can...
Like an actual dieting.
Yeah, because then you can eat more food, more intensity for a long period of time. You're a little bit more deliberate with moves rather than reactive.
Yep.
Yeah, everything just sort of slides a lot better. There's less stress. You can manage things.
Yeah.
If client is starting to spin out a little bit, you can pull them out of a hole and then go again. Short, sharp is very just more.
Yeah, there's a lot of stress on the body.
Some people naturally are more stressed, even though they don't think they are.
Yeah.
So then you just add on to it, and then they fucking wear out. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think is the most important part for somebody competing in the all of the competitors that you have? What's been the most important part, whether it's pre-show, post-show, during the show? What's like the most important element of that, do you think?
The whole lot, really.
Or let's split it. Like pre-show, in the lead up, your actual preparation, what do you think is one of the most important things you can do for yourself in that time?
I think build a relationship with your coach that, this is coming from a client perspective, build a relationship with your coach that you will communicate, probably sounds bad, but sounds weird, but like you're pretty much husband and wife, or like boyfriend, girlfriend, so you tell them everything.
Yeah.
How many times a day you're shitting.
Yeah.
Like what your water's been like, whether you had emotional sleep, whatever.
Yeah. If you've had a fight with your husband, if you've had a period.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just that, one, it's a bit of a vent.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
But two, it's to help navigate sticky situations and
because you're out of the situation to a point, so you can just help put a bit of perspective on.
Yeah, and when you're in comp prep.
Yeah, so.
You are, everything's amplified.
Yeah.
When you're hungry.
Yeah.
You are fucking emotional, tired, can't be bothered, like the whole lot.
Yeah, think about when, like for anybody listening, when you're hungry, it's that times about 1,000 every day.
Yeah. So it is very extreme. So it's just a matter of like having that person. Partners, not ideal in terms of, I watched Sherelle Grant's reel she did on it. Yes, must have been a while back, or a couple of weeks back or something, about your partner being your coach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 100% agree with that.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't agree with partners being
no.
coaches or your coach or whatnot, for the exact reason she said was like, your husband or your boyfriend or what coming up and going, you've got a little bit of fat to lose, love.
Yeah, not going to go down.
No way. It's not doing anything for the relationship.
So if Mel says she wants to compete again,
we already had this discussion. I said no. Purely for that reason.
Yeah.
Like, and you start arguing because you know where you can push and pull and what strings you can pull and all that kind of stuff.
As much as you know everything that's going on, I think,
where you coach, like Danny Allen, Haley and that, I've always been like, fucking grow up. Yeah. You've had a shit day at work. Move on now, you're at the gym.
So have I.
Get over it.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Or have a fucking cry.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Yeah.
It's okay now.
You can cry in your rest time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, don't get me wrong, there's been a few that have cried. And you're just like, okay, how do you feel? Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
okay.
a bit better. Yeah.
You'll be right.
Yeah. Power cry.
Or, if, say, James was to go, caught you eating an extra Cliff Bar.
Yeah.
And you weren't meant to.
Yeah.
And he went, get that out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
But fuck off, James.
Yeah, that'd be...
I'm hungry. Yeah.
Here's
where if I said it, you'd be like, oh, sorry.
Sir. Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm on the topic. But it's the same sort of principle. Just be very open and honest.
Yeah.
That goes with coaches anyway.
Yeah.
But even more so in a
comp prep.
In a comp prep stuff.
During show, so like peak week into show, what do you think is the most important thing there?
The coach needs to be in it. Yeah. It grinds me that when I think it just comes back to a professional side of things as well. Like we've always been there. Mel and I have been there at everyone's comps.
You go.
And we try and do the thinking and that kind of stuff for them.
Down to the hair, makeup and tan.
Yeah. Yeah. To the point where you don't have to think about it. Like going into a comp, the worst thing for a client is to go, I don't know what to eat this morning. I don't know, like water.
How do I do this?
Yeah, fucking drink your water. Or have this much. You got to be more exact with on the day or the day leading up, because clients will overthink shit. Yeah. So yes, it's not necessarily the thing that water you should be drinking. You should be drinking all the time. Yeah. And yes, we've lived and learnt. Yeah. Doing dumb shit over time, like that. But it's now like the more sensitive the time is, the more exact the coach needs to be, because clients are going to come in going, how much water do I need to drink? And they'll be like, yeah, just drink your water. And you're like,
yeah, but how much?
But fucking how much?
And what time? Or a litre?
Do I take how many mouthfuls per hour? If you need to knuckle it out like that, then you need to knuckle it out as a coach. Yeah. Just to take the stress out of the day.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking would be the most important thing.
Stress can cause inflammation. It can cause bloat. Like we all know that, some people bloat real bad when they get overstressed, over anxious, whatever. Yeah. They don't digest all that well, all that kind of stuff. So you've got to be super on top of it. Yeah. We take the piss out of each other or whatever on the day to try and get the person to relax and laugh and enjoy the day as well. Yeah. You don't want that bad relationship built with the day of just like, oh. Because I have heard moments where, coaches have just gone, good luck, I'll see you next week for PTs. And you're just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you've helped that person.
It's such a monumental moment too.
And they're like, all right, how much do I eat? How much do I drink? What's going on? Yeah. Where do I need to go? Tan, makeup, what happens?
Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah.
How do I pump up? Just simple things like that. So the coach, if you can, obviously ICN, you can go backstage. Yeah. Other federations, the coach can't unless they're pros and other bits and pieces. Yeah. But so you got to sort of work with what you can do. But
what about post show then?
Post show needs to be planned out pre-show.
Yeah. And not just by the coach, but by the coach given to the competitor.
Together, yeah. It's one thing that I've sort of tried to adapt over time. Don't trust, as a coach perspective, don't trust your client because they've been starving for good knows how long. Yeah. A little bit of sugar on the tongue is going to go bananas. Yeah. And some people can control it. Yeah. If it's your sport and if it's your passion, you'll understand it. Yeah. A lot of the time, it comes back to self-control and people are like, I haven't had this in so long. Results go out the window and fucking jam it in their mouth. Yeah. And then before you know it, you're 6 kilos up and you're trying to...
in 2 weeks.
Trying to catch up again. So it needs to be planned well ahead. Yeah. But also, the coach needs to be exact on that. Yeah. Here's what we're doing now. This is what you're eating the next day. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, yeah.
No, that's cool. I think it's just a good insight for people to know. It's obviously another level that you have to go to because you don't miss things. You're not missing a training session every week. You might miss one every now and then, and it's because you're sick or it's planned out. You don't miss things. You hit your steps every day, you hit your water every day, you hit your food. Yes, there will be moments that gets a bit sticky, but you gear up to a whole new level.
Well, the aim of the game at the end of the day is to win. Yeah. You don't go into a comp going... Nobody fucking goes into a comp going...
I'm going to come last.
I can't wait to just get on stage and come last. Yeah, fuck off.
No.
Your aim of the game is to win.
Or you're not even getting on that stage because you are not committed enough to see that process out.
See,
trust me.
In situations like... Mel hates it because at comps, usually I'll sit back if I'm in a big crowd and I won't say much. I'll just sit back.
Yeah.
We've been to courses.
Yeah.
I'm all talk all the way there and then I just get there and I sit in the back row.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Back row and just
and then I just listen.
Anybody watching
I just observe.
Notes like, yeah, like that's full dad mode.
Yeah.
Full dad mode.
Just sit in the back row and take notes and listen.
Yeah.
Don't bring attention to me.
Yeah.
Soon as
You're
it's
not one of those
competition-
people that tries to like be best friends with an educator.
Yeah. Soon as teacher's pet up the front.
Yeah.
As soon as it's comp time, I'm like trying to get to the front and I'm fucking like pointing and
yeah. He's
yelling
like me at a basketball game.
And Mel's like, fucking still pointing.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All I have in my head is stay tight, Danielle. That's all I
smile.
can hear. Yeah.
Fucking smile. I can get it. You're concentrating on everything you're doing, but fucking smile.
Come on, show me. Yeah. It's quite an experience actually being with you at comp, but also with Mel, because she definitely takes over that whole, and she, even with the shoot, like people who haven't done a photo shoot will not understand. She literally just takes over everything on for that day in caring for you, making sure that you know what you're doing, where you're going, that your hair looks good, that your makeup looks good, that your photos look good, like all of that part. And that's what she does at comp day as well. There is not going to be a hair out of place on the day. So it's quite an experience. It's a big day for both of you. But it's like, I think you guys enjoy it just as much.
Yeah.
On the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day with comps is like, don't compare it to your general training.
So different.
Because it's very, like in terms of surplus and, growing muscle and building and strength and all that kind of stuff, let's face it, or just general fat loss and stuff. It's all fairly similar. Yeah. But the more extreme you want your result, the more extreme you have to go. Yeah. But that also means more extreme consequences are going to come.
Yeah, on the other side.
So the harder you want to push one way, the harder the pull's going to be back.
What do you think is more important, the actual prep phase or the reverse afterwards?
A reverse to get you back up to speed quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million ways you can do it, but just to protect yourself metabolic-wise, like slingshotting backwards way too quick and all that kind of stuff. But also the prep in terms of like the understanding of what's going on. Like they're both very important in different manners, but
in their own right.
Yeah,
really, aren't they?
I think a lot of coaches just go, here it is.
Yeah, I'll get you to stage. But I'm
see you
not
later.
After everything.
Like just do it, which I get, but I think you've got to inform the client as to why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Not so much educate it. Like, yes, educating and all that kind of stuff as well. Yeah. But more in layman's terms, don't go too sciencey with it because they don't give a fuck about the Krebs cycle.
Do you think it's more important to handhold or just as important as the prep phase or in the reverse a client?
Yeah, same intensity should be done.
Yeah.
Like...
And you know when to back it off and you can take that foot off the pedal.
Yeah, and I think coaches take the foot off naturally, and I'll own up to it. I've done it in the past, where you just you've done that. Yeah. You've ticked that box now.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So making sure you're aware of the next goal and keeping that intensity out. Don't just drop the ball.
Yeah. So that's where people fall into a heap. Yeah. No, well, that was good. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
If anybody has any questions on that, or even just doing a shoot, like if you thought about competing and maybe gone, oh, maybe that's like not it, but you still, I think there's a lot of females out there in particular who would love to compete, but they like the idea of it, or they just want to get in as best shape as possible, but they don't actually want to get on stage. That's where a photo shoot can be really beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you get a little bit of the process.
I don't if you thought about it,
do it.
Yeah, jump in, have a go.
Yeah.
What's the worst happens? You go, like naturally people judge like fucking crazy, but but don't take it with a grain of salt. Just that wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. There's literally, it's no different to trying something.
One thing it will teach you is discipline.
Yeah.
And just pushing through hard shit.
Yeah.
And pushing yourself through a hard zone. It's one thing that I probably miss a fair bit because I got super productive. Yeah. With a lot of other shit.
Yeah, because you just
because it overflows on everything else.
Yeah.
You become super, anal about certain things, what time you're eating, all that kind of stuff, and then even when it comes to work stuff, you go, I've only got fucking an hour and a half to do this, and then you get everything done, and like everything it's a flow-on effect. So it is very good in that sense. So
I actually said that to a client who did the shoot last year. She'd been a client before, and I had known some of the struggles that she had in that time, and I remember the call, and I said this to her during the shoot in the end. I remember the call.
You probably cried.
Oh, absolutely I did, yeah. But saying to her, like, it's the hardest thing that she will ever do in her life to date, but it will also teach her so much about her life. Yeah. And I was chatting with her the other day, and just different things that have happened for her over the last couple of months since the shoot, but also watching her. She gained so much from it. That was not about the shoot itself. It was not even about the gym. It was just for how she approached life and just showing herself that she could back herself. She could stick to her word too. Like, if I'm going to go to the gym, I am going to the gym. I'm not snoozing my alarm. Yeah. And that has transferred into other areas of her life. Yeah. So it's way more than just...
Yeah, it teaches you a lot of grind and just gets you done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, that was good. I think we'll wrap it up there. If you've got any questions or anything, make sure you reach out. But, what's on for your weekend? Happy?
Hockey tomorrow.
Nice.
Nan's birthday, apparently they're coming over. So the kids.
Big birthday.
Sleep seminar tonight. Maybe probably a couple of programs and shit. That's about it.
Yeah, nice.
You?
Swimming on a Saturday morning.
Are you getting in this time?
I might tomorrow because I think James has to work. Love swimming on a Saturday morning, and a little bit of work, and got basketball tomorrow night. So I love basketball. There's no NBA on now, and no NBL to watch on TV. So
head down to the locals.
I've got to wait for Saturdays and Sundays.
Go down to the under-10s. No, cheer on.
Maybe not.
Same thing.
I don't know.
It's basketball.
I don't think so. Anyway, if you do have any questions, make sure you reach out. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook, Project PRJCT Transform, and I am at Project Transform _Maddy.
Yep.
That is it. Happy weekend, everybody. Ciao.
Toodaloo.